Well, it's kind of an interesting question because that, typically speaking, in all the purchase and sales agreements that I've done, that question has been raised. And the answer is it depends on how you define closing costs. A lot of times people will define closing cost as anything that is going to be due at the closing, whether you're the buyer or the seller, that is required to either sell the house or the residence or the lot or the parcel. And on the flip side, to purchase it, any of the monies that the buyer has to spend to satisfy the different types of entities that are requiring payment in order to effectuate the sale. There is a narrower definition, and that is take, for example, if a title agency is used, there will be the title insurance, which there is typically an owner's policy, and there should be an owner's policy, which protects the owner from, or the prospective purchaser, from any type of claims against clouds on the title that should have been caught by the insurer or by the agent and weren't. So it's insurance for that. There's, in Florida, there's what's called a promulgated rate. So the title insurance company or the attorney that's writing the title there's a chart that's used almost like a blue book, and you go down and you find the purchase price and the promulgated rate is there. And then typically the underwriter gets around 70% of that fee and the agent gets 30% of that fee. But then there are additional costs such as the search that's involved of the property for the official records to make sure that there aren't any encumbrances on the property. And then there are also what are called quote unquote closing costs for the office, so that for preparation of the documents and the time to have the closing, things of that nature, there is an added on fee which is basically subject to what the title company or the attorney can charge and what the people that are involved in the purchase and the sale are amenable to paying. So typically it's a low enough fee where that's not an issue, and also too there's competition. So if one title company is charging substantially higher rates than other title companies, and certainly the word's going to get out, and attorneys or prospective buyers or sellers and real estate agents are going to shy away from that title company. So those also can be closing costs as well. And then there are other costs that are involved, such as taxes and doc stamps that you have to pay to the clerks. Some people lump those in with closing costs. So it's a definition kind of based scenario where if you want to lump everything in, the closing costs, everything that it costs you to either buy the property or sell the property to get the closing done. So to pay the clerk's fees, to pay, if you're a purchaser and you are going to finance the property and you need to pay for an appraisal, and they might require a survey or a new survey, those kinds of costs are going to come out of the closing costs. And so sometimes those are referred to as closing costs as well.